Well, for more, joining us live is One Nation Leader, Senator Pauline Hanson. Senator, thank you so much for joining us. Let's stay on those gun laws across the nation. We've got state laws, gun laws for federal implementations. We're seeing the Prime Minister wanting to go back to Parliament early. We're not seeing a huge population of the Nationals wanting these gun laws. What's your reaction?
I don't want the gun laws either, Janie. We've got the toughest gun laws in the world, and I totally agree with the Chief Minister of the Northern Territory. She's looking out for her constituency, Northern Territory, which is right, what she's doing. But and not to be involved in this buyback, which could cost up to $1 billion on taxpayers' expenses. It doesn't matter, look, they say they're going to drop it from 6 guns to 4 guns. You can only buy 1 gun at a time. What they're not taking into consideration, which is upsetting a lot of gun owners, is that these are relics that are handed down from granddads or great-granddads, and they have it as collectors. That means they're going to have to lose their guns, and that's what's upsetting a lot of the gun owners. It's not the law-abiding Australians that have been affected here. That is going to be affected here. I think the Prime Minister has defected from the real problem that we have and what needs to be investigated. It's not about the gun laws. Yes, I'd investigate. They failed in stopping this fellow who was under radicalisation, and he was actually had a terror watch on him. He should never have been allowed to be in a house with his father who had guns. The government failed themselves, not the legal gun owners.
Your population is increasing quite a lot, Senator. We've got the national survey that was published in the Daily Telegraph on the weekend from Fox and Hedgehog, provided exclusively to News Corp. It revealed that 2 million new supporters have come to you since the federal election, and support for One Nation has tripled by 21%. Why do you think that is?
It's called common sense policies and how to deal with issues in Australia, and I believe that the Australian people have had enough of the major political parties. They're really feeling it tough out there, and especially the Bondi massacre was the nail in the coffin for a lot of Australians. They felt it simmering away. The anti-Semitism that was not addressed by governments, especially the federal government, to address that issue, and they want some change in this nation. A lot of people are very proud of Australians, but we've been told to suppress that pride in our nation, to fly the flag and who we are as Australians, our culture, our identity, our cost of living, our way of life has been stripped from us. And as Australians to say no. I'm a very proud, patriotic Australian. I want what's right for all Australians. And I put out policies to actually address this, and Australians are levitating to it. And I thank the Australian people for their support, and it's actually coming through in our support. People wanting to be candidates, stand up and fight for the country, and I think it's wonderful.
The Prime Minister announced Kevin Rudd's going to end his time as Australia's ambassador to the US at the end of March. That's a year earlier than expected. What's your reaction to that?
Look, I think at that meeting that they had at the White House last October was quite evident that the President gave Kevin Rudd a slap in the face. And I think that possibly over the last couple of months, has he had many invitations to the White House, it was quite evident that the President doesn't particularly like Kevin Rudd. So I'd say that Albanese's made the decision we need to get him out of there, because we need to have a working relationship with the US, and that's really up to the ambassador. And I don't believe that Kevin Rudd is the right person for that job. So it'd be interesting to see who Albanese replaces him with.
Who would you like him to replace him with?
Look, I've always held Brendan Nelson or Peter Cosgrove in high regards. I think Brendan Nelson would make an excellent US ambassador.
All right, Senator, before we let you go, there is another poll out today, and it's revealing young people are leading the charge against the big corporation stance on Australia Day. We know you would love to talk about this one, but do we need to have a holiday on Australia Day? What's your take on that?
Leave it the way it is. And you know what? The young ones, I'm surprised by this. I think it's wonderful when you got, 72% of the young ones saying no, the corporation should not be changed today or giving them another day off in lieu of it. And 53% say no, it stays as Australia Day. That's fantastic to hear. Music to my ears. People, Australia Day is Australia Day. Be proud of who you are and accept that day. Where this debate goes on every year, I don't know why. I wish people would just accept it, get over it, move on and enjoy and celebrate as all Australians should.
And your movie, Senator, coming out on the 26th of January still?
Yes, it is. A lot of interest in it, and it will be going in theatres. It's only one off in theatres in the city.
We've run out of time. I'm sorry, you have to wrap it up. Thank you so much. And thank you.